You know what happens when you work hard? You get tired and you want to start anew, but you can't start anew because you're building something and it's great and it's going to be amazing, but you just can't take that day off. You just can't. Uh, you have to stay in it. You've got to work, 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 and you're stressed all the time. You're hoping it'll work out. You're using a lot of faith in a bucket. You're just throwing faith on it a lot of the times, and you're just working for it, and hoping that it all works out. And that's just life, man. And I love what I do for a living. I love working, but sometimes you need like a day off, man. You just need a day, and that's what it was this week. I'd kind of planned this day as my daughter's spring break, so an extra day didn't sound bad, and just really taking advantage of it, and just appreciating my life and appreciating those around me, and like taking time to think. I think so often, I feel like I was living my life, not for somebody else, but like I felt like, I was living in like a rental unit for a while. Like, you're working so hard, you've got, your babies to take care of, you got your wife to make sure that, everybody's happy. And, we're going through and we're just not always, taking inventory of ourselves, I think. And so that's kind of what was going on with me. Happy to do it. I've been happy to grind. Like this has been one of the funnest grinds that I've done. The 4 months, 4.5 months we're going on. Um, and I was blessed this year to kind of like, I feel like, since my sleep apnea mask, I've been sleeping more, so I don't really get those colds and pneumonias that I would used to get every year. So that was definitely one thing where I checked in on my health this year by getting that sleep mask. I've actually been able to get to bed, feeling way more recharged the next day. So that's cured a lot of things, because when you're not sleeping, you're grumpy, you're angry, you're miserable. You know how I know that I'm at peace, getting at peace with myself, is when I was cleaning the kitchen today, and I'm scrubbing the counters and I'm doing all this, and I had my headphones on, and I just very easily like pulled the chair. I didn't need to yank the chair. Normally, I'd yank the chair and I'd vacuum under the. This is under my kitchen counter. We have these three chairs. These are kind of getting rickety. We need new ones. Wood is not as good. I want like a heavier wood or some sort of iron. But anyway, I'm cleaning, vacuuming under my kitchen counter, and I'm like, I gently pull the stool. I gently pull it out, and I put my vacuum under, and I just start cleaning. And I'm like, dude, I pushed it back, and I was like, you know what? It was a lot easier to pull this chair out gently than it was to pull the chair out with brute force and like pull my shoulder back, and just fucking really like I was on WrestleMania cleaning the house, like ripping doors open, just to clean, because I was so like wanted to get it over with. That's how I could tell that my life, I feel like I'm starting to become, one, or like at peace with myself, and maybe like my nature, and just happy and content. Uh, and, and that was a big thing, just noticing these little things. I'm like, damn, I'm not in a rush here. I clean. We talked about, I had my wife on the podcast, remember, guys? And we just talked about how much we spend cleaning, how much of our lives is spent cleaning the house, putting the toys away, cleaning up the drips of water on the cup once you put it down for your kid, and then she spills it or gets jam on the wood. That's going to take a couple minutes to clean and sweep, and we're doing it all so effortlessly now. We just clean 18, 25 times a day, I bet. Micro cleanings is what I call them. So you're doing those micro cleanings, and that's just part of it, And you go from cleaning to cooking to cleaning up after yourself when you cook, and to taking care of the kids before you can clean the house. So that's kind of the thing that I love the most. No, it's a part of parenting, is you know you're kind of on this train sometimes until bedtime, where it's like, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that. Oh, we got to make sure everybody's happy. We got to make sure that they have a show on, or we're playing with them, and Also, then afterwards, when they go down or take that individual time, then we get to go clean up after the mess that they made or the mess we made, making ourselves a sandwich for like the 2 second, So I definitely feel like we just get lost in the cleaning a lot in the house, and I just kind of enjoy it now. Just I clean, Mr. Vargas. I clean. I just start cleaning the house, and it's super nice. And I'm not angry about it. Love my life here. I love cleaning up after the mess. I love cleaning up after. I'd rather have no mess. I'd rather have a mess that I cleaned than no mess at all. Is what I say. And I swear, if I think the worst thing for me is like doing dishes. I hate. I'm like having the wetness on my hands really just sends me into a panic. I don't like dishes. That's the one thing. But yeah, I hope everybody had a great weekend. Start of the week. I think the weather's going to start to get nicer. This is not going to be the only nice day that we have, but yeah, spring is definitely here. And this is my favorite time of the year. I love some Easter. Usually because I was a big kid, so I love the ham. I love the deviled eggs. I love the Easter foods. They're a little bit lighter, but I think with Easter there's more snacking. Like holiday snacking is heavy. It's like you got your breads and stuff and cheese. Easter snacking is more light. They'll lay out some crackers, some bacon is around. Anytime you have bacon with dinner, that's a good thing. Like deviled eggs, candy. Yeah, so I just love food and I love Easter. Or also I love our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I like him. I'm very fond of Jesus, so I'm happy. Easter is one of the best holidays I can think of. Really, the weather's nice. People are going. There's pictures, and you're breathing the air. And then summer's going to come, and we're going to be up till 8:30, 9 o'clock, sitting outside. God, I'm so ready. I'm so ready for this. But yeah, it's been a long time coming since I was able to take a day off and just hang with the kids in the morning and just kind of just relax and so this was really nice, and I didn't know how much I needed it, man, until you take it and you're like, holy shit, like I haven't done this for like anything unless I was like sick, and I don't even think I took a sick day this year. And I used to have a lot of guilt about it. Like I think I come from a family where taking time off is not only frowned upon but also like a crucifiable offense. Like they'll make fun of each other for doing it, or they'll make fun of you for doing it, or take it a step further and shame you for doing it. So I think taking time off is definitely it's a stigma with hardworking people, and I am one of those hardworking people, so I don't really have imposter syndrome about taking it off. To be honest with you, I didn't get that for the first time in my life. I was like, we're gonna be all right. I didn't realize how much I needed time to like hear my own voice, and I think especially in what we do, I'm just starting to get with the clients. Like, yeah, okay, what'd you say? Okay, you said what time again? Like, what was it? What email? What? After like 10,575 emails or whatever the number is, I'm just like, as much as I love my job, I'm just like, damn, I can't read a single one. And it's blurry. It was starting to get where I was looking at emails and they were blurring out to me, and I couldn't. I was like, which client? Like, it was just so much, and it wasn't that I wasn't happy with the work. I just needed I needed myself, to check in with myself and make sure that life was okay. And it is definitely is. I think. I was talking about, I was watching a Theo Vaughn podcast earlier. Man, I love that dude. I hope that my podcasting can one day be like his, where he just makes other people feel good. Like everybody knows, like, when you listen to him and like hear how hard his life was and then how happy he can be and the stuff he can appreciate. Like, I think that's real happiness. And, I think he's so humble, he doesn't even see it. But yeah, I was watching one of his episodes. He was talking about the affection he doesn't get from others. It was like, I think it was like his mother. And he's like, so he just put his hand over his mom's hand and just held it while they watched this concert. And he's like, she doesn't really do that to me a lot, and he's like, I was getting so mad at her, like getting so mad that I don't get affection that I want from you, or like I don't get it in the way that I want it, and he's like, I wish people would, do that with me and just sit there with me and just hold my hand and like, tell me it's all going to be okay, or just hang with each other, and spend that quality time. And, Theo Von said that about his mom. And, I kind of feel that, with having working parents, because I am a working parent now, that it's kind of come full circle where it's like, I'm so tired. Like, I don't want to do much on the weekdays, and the weekend comes around and you're like, shit, I worked freaking full week. Do I want to spend my whole weekend doing another to-do list outside of my other to-do list? But I do, like, you miss just spending time with family and sitting down and just doing nothing, I think, being in each other's space sometimes. Growing up, I think I love that. We're forced to be in each other's space for periods of time. And that's when I think you have those fun moments, when nothing's expected and you just get a random laugh with your family. So, I mean, that was just, I think his point was that like he had been telling himself that he wasn't getting this love or whatever, or affection or whatever. And, he's just like, go out there and just take it. Like, just go enjoy, spending time with your parents again, or, your loved ones or your mom or whoever it is. And, so that's kind of what my next chapter, I think, is just like, with I got two beautiful kids, and just having people around to see them. I think I'm like so proud of my children. I'm so proud to be a dad. Like, even I don't want to tear up here, but I think it's the lights that's making me tear up. So if you're watching the video, it's not real. No, but I think it's really being a father and having all these expectations around you. Like, it's just par for the course because everybody has them, but I think you start to feel like how am I? Like, how can you possibly be important? So I think I started to flip that a little bit, and it's been nice, I think, seeing how, instead of saying those type of phrases, I'm like, well, you know what? My daughter relies on me. My wife kind of relies on me in a lot of ways. Like, the people I work with rely on me, and it's okay to accept that pressure and also enjoy it. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way. I like being that guy, I like taking care of my family and stuff like that. So if anything, the same stuff that puts pressure on me is the same stuff that I love about my own life. And I think that's really hard to recognize and put a name on it. And I think the podcasting has helped me in a lot of ways where I just get to come on here, take inventory of how I'm feeling, and say that I matter too, and I'm worthy of taking a day off. That's just it. But yeah, other than that, I think for the second quarter, trying to focus on work, in a way of we're growing again, growing the company. I've added 2 new people, and every time you grow, man, you get hurt. Every time you grow something, like, it doesn't, you have an expectation, and the expectations don't always get met the way that you want. And I think that this time around, I'm so settled in my life and balanced where I think, like, almost like a fighter. I'm going to constantly move towards my goal or move towards my opponent and no steps back, but I think I trust more my reactions this time around. Like, the fast twitch. If you saw that on camera, I just grabbed the baseball. I didn't play baseball, but I probably could have. Everyone wanted me to play. Would have been the best baseball player of all time. Probably the Babe Ruth of our generation. But yeah, guys, that's all. I just really wanted to come on here, tell you just to take some inventory, take some time this spring, and really just know that you're gonna be okay. And with all this shit that's going on in the world, the Donald Trump, the McDonald's, the Elon Musk, the war with China, everything that's happened has happened before, and we're gonna get through it. This is no different. And it's going to be, I'm very Tolkienism with my beliefs, in that Tolkien was very much, there is a good and evil in the world, and it's not all good and it's not all evil. But, if you just do good most of the time, you just do good, even in one instance without knowing where it will lead, that's how the light can cast out the dark in a way. And like, just be trying, just be trying, and that's the best you can do. And I think it's just, again, such a huge Lord of the Rings fan. We need like a whole show devoted to it. But I think that was his thing. Like, there's still some good in this world, and you don't know where it's going to come from, or who it's going to come from, or when it could happen to you, or what it's going to look like. But everybody's fighting their battles, and if you can be a little ray of sunshine, and you can do that to somebody else, you could change their whole lives, man. Like, if somebody would just be kind to you, or do you a favor, help you out, just imagine the world that would be. Just imagine the world that would be, laddie. That'd be a good place. So I think I took myself for granted for a while, where I didn't think I was worthy of taking care of myself in certain ways, the way I'd seen other people. Like, if some people take off work, I'd get mad, but I'm more like jealous, really. Like, damn, I can't take a day off because I'm running the company. Like, I can't take any time off because I'm so, like, it doesn't run without me, is how it would feel sometimes, So we're at a much better place, and I putting trust in people has definitely been a bigger thing, in having the ability to trust that when I walk away, the wheels aren't going to fall off my business in 2 seconds. And that was one of the hardest things to build with people is trust, because you go up, you go down, but you hang on. And if you can hang on long enough, it's called staying power. Me and my mom always talked about this, but like, you don't know what's going to happen to that company. Like, people get hired, people get fired, they have a great year, they have a bad year, like, but if you could just hang on and just be there, just show up every day, that counts for a lot. Like, that counts for a lot. Like, I got a guy at work, he shows up every fucking day. And he's always there. And I think you end up being steady with that. Like, if they're always going to be there, like, there's a steadiness. Well, at least, he'll be in there tomorrow, or, we'll laugh up tomorrow about this. Like, you might not be having the best day. God knows sometimes, he's not having the best day, of your career, and that's not how it is. You're not going to have the best day, but you're going to have some great months. You're going to have some great months. You're going to have some great times where you're just riding the wave up. And that's, I think, the best part of my job is like getting to be the wave rider, and sales is just, you're riding the wave, you're riding the feeling. But if you don't feel good, if you don't feel like you've taken, some sort of account with yourself, it's not gonna be good. Like, you're not gonna be, if you don't have a light to shine on anybody else, you're just darkness. And nobody, that's one thing I think we probably don't need more of in this world, is just, just darkness, or people trying to bring you down to a place that, you don't feel like you need to be there. So that's all, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little rant. Go out there, live your life, and just enjoy it. Even if you're working, know that there's still time, and your life's going to go on, and you got to take care of yourself sometimes, whatever that looks like. And I think we all have different reasons for it, but just know everyone's fighting their battles, and just do the best you can, and everything works out for you. That's just the truth, man. Everything will work out if you let it, if you want it to. But it all starts with you. It all starts with you because it ends with you. From White Lotus, I think my favorite quote. And I'm going to wrapping this up, I promise, but I just keep getting. I can get last thoughts. The White Lotus season 3, we should definitely do a breakdown. I think maybe next week we'll do a White Lotus. Find somebody who's watched it. We'll get them on the pod. If you want to come on the pod, advertisement, I want you. If you'd like to come on the podcast, please let me know, because we will have you on. I'm so excited. I keep saying we because that's me and, everybody else that's in this room. Mm. But yeah, White Lotus, favorite quote I think they were talking about. I don't know if it's from the Buddha. From the Buddha, Piper. As we all have to get some. But yeah, they were saying the end of life is just death, or the end of life, or death is the end of life. Life is the end of death. I don't remember the quote exactly, but what it meant, it was just saying like after life, it's just death, and if you're not alive, you're dead. So I think they were trying to say like this metaphor of, oh, I'm living and I'm dying at the same time. It's like, no, you're just not. You're alive, and then you're dead. You're not dead till you're not dead till you're dead. So just appreciate life for what it is, because whether you're in pain, suffering, happy, mad, melodramatic, like you still get to be alive. So it doesn't end till it ends. So every day I'm going to fucking enjoy it. And thank you guys for coming and listening to me. I'll see you guys Saturday. We have another guest coming, potentially, if I can book one. If not, it'll just be me again. And we'll do a deep dive on one or two topics. But let me know who you guys want to hear from. If you have any availability to come on this week, it would have to be sometime at night. Let me know. Thank you guys. God bless America. God bless our troops.